Hey everyone, here is a problem with the light pattern of the lights that come on the XTL30. You have two lights and they are spotlights. So you can do a little rotating around and get them where you want them to go, but nevertheless, they're still spotlights. Now you can get the two of them together and widen out your pattern, but that doesn't really do much for you. So we are going to replace these two spots with some floods and see if we can't get a better light pattern, because honestly it's dusk, but I can't really work if that's my only light. I can't see enough around me to do anything after the sun goes down. So we're going to replace those and see what we can do to make that better. Hey, back. Here's an interesting feature I just found starting up the machine. So that's a little bit brighter. That's both lights together, a little bit brighter. Turn the switch off and back on. That's dimmer. So I don't know if you can make that out on camera, but that is definitely dimmer, maybe half power. Turn them off and back on, and they're strobe lights. So that's awesome. Maybe, I guess. I don't know how you're supposed to use that feature. You know, you can make yourself go absolutely crazy while you're trying to work at night and just put yourself in a psych ward. But anyway, so turn them and switch back off, turn them on again, you get high beams, turn it off, back on, you get low beams, off, back on, you get discoteca. So hey, let's have a rave while we work on our mini skid. So those lights that come on the Kymron are pretty crazy, right? You turn them on once, they're on a low beam or a high beam. Next, they're on the opposite low beam or high beam. The third time, they go into disco strobe mode. So I don't really work for me. The beam is way too focused. They're spotlights. They are not floodlights. So, you know, if you're out trying to work with your machine when the sun goes down, you know, you have two identical spots where you can look and see, and the rest is going to be pretty much black. So what I've done is trusty Amazon. I have found, which was on sale for the Memorial Day weekend, some floodlights. One thing that the Kymron does not come with is any way to attach your phone to the machine while you're working. I know many people run some type of headset while they're out working, so if they need to make a phone call or they get a phone call, they can still answer or hear their phone. There's nowhere to put your phone easy that you can have it and see it. So I have a phone mount for a motorcycle that we're going to try and adapt. And then lastly, the 12-volt port for the machine is nothing more than a cigarette lighter port, basically. You know, you got to get a USB port or whatever and put in there. That doesn't really work well for me either. So I also have decided I'm going to add a multi-USB port. This has two USB-A's and two USB-C's. Also has an on-off button. So that way, even though the machine has a master switch that powers all the accessories and turns them off, here's a little safety as well that you can just turn that off if you don't want it. It is weatherproof, does have a little rubber cap that goes on it that plugs in. So we are going to try and adapt this to the machine as well. So let's go over and we will look at what we're working with and figure out what our plan of attack is going to be. All right, hopefully you got some focus on this. I've already taken the cover off, obviously. We did that in the oil change, so I'm not going to show you that again. We're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. Want to make sure that all this goes dead when you disconnect the battery. So we're going to do that. So we're going to look at where the screw is for these lights. And if we come over to this side, you'll see that screw right there is the screw that holds the light on. So take that screw out, and then you basically have this wire. Let me get my light adjusted. You have this wire right here, and that is the light. And you'll see they've already spliced into it with nothing more than some electrical tape. So we're going to try and do the same thing. We're going to take the lights off and see if we can't add the new ones on. Trying to get this, and you'll see that the way this works, it rotates around inside of this cage until you do that. And then once you do that, it no longer rotates inside the cage. You can just unscrew it by hand. This is one of those 13mm common bolts. I'll put it here in my caddy. Now when I pull this up here, it is a nice style Molex connector. Oh, there it comes. See if this will come out. Awesome. So it comes out, and you can see from the factory, they left the lead on the light. That's probably 12 inches. And all they did is spliced it together and wrapped it with some electrical tape. So we're going to do the same thing. So I've got this one off. I'm going to set it right here, and we're going to go around and get the other one off, and then we'll work on both the lights at the same time. All right, just like the other side, there is ample there. We're going to just start screwing it around. There we go. Now we can screw it out by hand. There's that one. Let me disconnect this nice connector again. Got it. Fish it out. All right. So that was easy. Let's go over to the bench and we will wire in our new lights and come back and plug them in. Okay, so here we are, and we have our two lights. I went ahead and took out the factory cigarette lighter. That doesn't just slide out, and as you can see, this is a purpose made cable here. That's nice, right? It does have a little Bosch style Molex connector on it, but hey, it's nice. So what we're going to do, we're going to reuse this. I'm going to snip this off, and I am going to put two spade connectors on so that it'll connect here. And or these are the spades. I'll put the female on there, and then that way we can reuse this. We've got our two lights. Let's open up our new lights and see what we're working with. All right. Oh, in case we didn't know, red is positive and black is negative. So there's a difference in the light. So you had this two bug-eyed look before, and now you got 6 LEDs. So there's one of them. Here's the other one. Brackets, hardware. All right. All right. There we go. If you look, you'll see much the same. So if you look right here, you'll see that it kind of captures the bolt. So you've got two raised areas, and that kind of captures the head of the nut. Same thing here. You got, oops, you can't see. You got two little raised areas. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of captures the head. So perfect working on a metal surface where everything bounces. So that was awesome. Hold on, I'm just going to run these screws into each one and double check the threads, because this is Chinese aluminum. I hate that we always say that, but you know, the quality of stuff is just, you know what you get. And whenever I got these for, like, see right now I can't even get it to go in. So when you get it at a good deal, you know it's not going to be perfectly threaded. So that's the problem, right? So I hate that we say that, but the truth of the matter is that, well, it's not perfect. I think that's one reason why I've been, all right, I got it started here. I think that's one reason why I've been so concerned about this mini skid steer, to be honest with you all, is we have a warranty doesn't give you much comfort when you read the warranty, and it's parts only and everything. There's no information. I mean, it took me all of a few minutes to go look around the interwebs and find the information on those pumps. Just imagine if you, yes, that's not wanting to go in there at all. Just imagine if you were the distributor of that, and you took the same 15 minutes that I took, or maybe a little bit more, right? You went and found that information for the people that buy in your machine. Man, it'd give them so much more comfort when you said, yeah, here's the details on the pumps. That's not going to work at all. I truly need to run a tap through there. I think it is the powder coating, to be honest with you. Oh, that goes in. Hello, Michael. This is Michael. Mike had a brother named Sully, but Sully was not scared of much. And one morning I'm going out to take care of my chickens, and I see a coyote get Sully. And I'm running out across the back pasture in a pair of muck boots and shorts, trying to help Sully. What am I going to do, right? Unfortunately, nothing I could do, and Mike has been an only cat ever since. These are not copper wires on these lights. They're 18 gauge, strip easy enough. Now the wires inside the engine compartment really have no wire management at all. So we might end up putting some zip ties on them and holding them in place. And that is perfect. So there's one with the factory connection on it. So there's that. There's that wire. Now, let's come over here. We're going to work on this. I need some, but I don't know that I need that much. Cut that off. So it cuts as a 10 gauge. It's longer than you'd think it is. All right, so we're going to do that. Let's see if this one will. There we go. Red to positive. There we go. So there's that connection. We'll obviously want to screw that down. Got that there. Okay, well, let's see if we can put this back together. All right, Mike, I got to go, buddy. Watch out. Let me see. Here's my bolt. All right, let's go work on this and see if we can get it back together. Getting back over here and getting set up. The wire for the power outlet, you're going to take my word for it. It is a purple wire with the number F1 on it. A purple wire with the number F1. So I'm going to put this in through. Awesome. USB ports engaged. Now I got to go screw this on, and it is not easy. And it's such a long body. Okay, I got it enough. It's not going anywhere. All right. Nice, they will fit. I will tell you, once you fit them though, they are not going to, you're not going to really be able to adjust. That's why you need the floodlight set originally for you. So, are these good upgrades? Time will tell. Okay, everybody, when I left you, I was trying to figure out how to mount this light in the factory location right here. And to be honest, it's not that you can't, but that it's very difficult. And it's all because of the way this mount captures the head of that bolt. So what did I do? I have some 2-inch strap. This is cut 5 inches long. Each hole is 1 inch from the end of this. And basically I just push the entire light forward. So now it's forward the instrument panel here. Get you back here where you can see. So it's forward the instrument panel here. And we're going to take it out and look at just what a difference the lights make, because I am super excited. But I've already got everything buttoned up. I was frustrated last night trying to figure that out, so I just stopped and I came back tonight, got it all buttoned up. Now it's rock solid. I put some crush washers and lock washers, on there so it won't back loose. This is not painted yet, so I'm going to go ahead and paint that. What I'm looking at, though, is the possibility of running a bracket across here and putting another light here. So then these can go to the sides. So these can go both to the sides, and then have just a strip. 17 inches is the width there. Put a 17-inch strip light, and that will, I don't know if I'm going to do that much work at night or not, but it would give me plenty of light if I did. All right, hey, let's pull this outside and see how it looks. All right, here are the new and improved lights. So instead of one spot or two little spots, we have a much better flood, and we can still adjust these over and spread that out even more. So that is a much better way. The camera doesn't pick it up, but I can tell you I can see a whole lot further with these lights than I ever could before. So that is a wonderful upgrade. See how far I can get them over here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's even better. Yep. All right, so that's a nice light upgrade for those that are a little disappointed in the factory Kymrons that come. You can do a simple light upgrade and make it better. Watch this. Off, on, off, on. High beams every time. No low beams, no strobe light. Look at that. Outstanding. All right, so this one's a success, everybody. If you have any questions, need anything, don't hesitate to let me know. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Have a good day.